Welcome everybody to another episode of the Up and In Show. We are in Cards and Culture. Messed that one up, but we are on the purple and gold couch. I'm not on the purple couch, but Keri, Kristin, thank you guys. Appreciate y'all always doing this. My trainers at F45.
What's up, y'all?
Say what's up.
Hey guys.
And Keri, share some news. You've been on the show 2 years now, I think, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, and
right.
You got a little one on the way, huh?
Yeah, I think everyone knows by now, but if not, I am pregnant. Little baby coming February. So this upcoming few months are going to be a lot different for me.
Yeah. Body's
going to change. My workouts are probably going to change.
Workload around the house, like we were just saying, strategically going to change.
Right.
Absolutely.
I can't do this laundry. I can't carry this up the stairs.
Can't do that. No.
Can't bring this inside.
No, but I mean, so far I feel like nothing has changed. I'm just going to keep rolling with it. My workouts have been the same. So hopefully it stays that way.
I feel like you're going to have a little baby
exciting. I think it's going to be really educational for people too, active people who often think that things have to stop because they're pregnant. They just have to change.
I will say the first day I found out, of course, I had a few emotional days, not emotional, but just like, whoa, okay, life is going to change. And then once I processed it, as far as the industry I work in, it really made me appreciate the female body just a little bit more. Not even a little bit more, a lot more. My thought process just changed completely. Literally, everything I put in my body and what I do no longer is because of me.
I love that.
It's so crazy. And I've always thought of myself as whatever I put in my body, the way I am, things I do to my body is to better myself, right? So whatever I'm eating, I really do look at food. I'm like, okay, how can this be better?
Yeah.
Do I crave cheese fries? And do I eat them? Absolutely. But as far as everyday life, before, but now it's almost even more so in a weird way. I know everyone has a different approach to pregnancy and the way they, go through the process of 9 months. And I'm not saying the way I'm going to do it is the perfect way, but I know my approach is going to be, how can I be as healthy as possible till I can't anymore. I know the cravings and my diet won't be as perfect as it normally would, but for the most part, that's how I'm going to approach it. I don't know, the way I think about it is okay, now I have a baby, which is just, if you really think about the process, it's just
don't think about it too hard.
It's whoa, okay, there's a baby in there. I don't know, every time I go into a meal, it's okay, now I'm not just feeding me. How can I make the baby stronger, better? How can it grow better?
I mean, it makes sense too, right? It's that higher power almost, right? Of something more than just yourself. I think that's why diets and workouts and programs and things when we have challenges all excite people is I'm not just doing this for me, I'm in it for the team, or I'm holding, somebody's holding me accountable. Right. And that's kind of what the little one's doing.
I know. And I was talking to Joey the other day and I was this is a different type of willpower. So, we talk about diet and how you're supposed to have a willpower to not eat so much or say no to certain things. I know, but I also know, so it kind of goes both ways, that I have to eat more, a little bit more. But it's only 350 calories more a day of what I was eating before. Am I more hungry? Absolutely. In the mornings, I'm so hungry that it wakes me up.
Oh, wow.
How did you come up with that number? We're 300
and
so that's research based.
Yeah, that's just
really
science. Yeah,
I never knew that.
Now when you get into your third trimester and you get a little bit more, they want you to eat more. But I also have to take into account that I haven't changed anything as far as my workouts.
Right.
So I'm also burning a lot.
Correct.
So I'm just hungry all the time. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm also okay, I can't just eat like a slob.
Right.
Then I'm just gonna become a slob. No, it's not. It doesn't work that way. So I'm just very. I don't know.
I hope my wife and baby mama thinks like that. It's my biggest fear of just coming home and seeing my wife crushing hot dogs and chips and being no, what are you doing? I don't know why. It's just my biggest fear. That's gonna be Kylie.
Oh, man.
If that's your biggest fear, I'm fearful for you.
But no, okay, honestly, and I think a lot of people going into pregnancy, I can see how easy it is to just fall into I'm pregnant.
It's an excuse.
Right.
I'm going to just eat whatever I want.
Yes.
I can absolutely, now that I'm actually experiencing it, see how that can be.
Yeah.
Also, my career, and I would do it regardless because that's just how I am. I could never just say F it and throw my hands up. But my career, there's no way I could ever just totally just,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
Let it
again,
go.
you have an opportunity to educate people not only about appropriate nutrition, but as your body inevitably is going to be changing, the way your pelvis is going to change and your hips and everything to prepare your body to give birth to a human being, the way you activate different muscles is going to matter. Building up your medial glute is going to be important because now your hips are going to take on more strain, and it's going to be fascinating. I've never been pregnant. I have no intentions of becoming pregnant, but it's going to be really interesting for all of us to learn how to approach workouts. And I think we have a good pregnant
Community.
we have obviously
Right?
you know
Is
that.
that what we call it?
No, yeah.
And people that have clients of ours who have had babies can attest to, and you'll be the ultimate test to, how much easier their pregnancy was and their birth was because they continued to exercise through pregnancy.
Oh, the few members that we do have, I've talked to them, and like they're my inspiration, I swear. And actually, Ashley Vince, I was talking to her in the gym, and I think this would be something you maybe could look into as well. She showed me this thing. It's called pronatal fitness. So in your second trimester, when you start, getting a belly and you're growing, you can't do a reverse burpee or a sit up
Right.
or all these abs. You can't, or you're gonna get
The diastasis.
the proper word.
Yep.
So she's like, there's certain things you need to do. And I went to school for this, and I actually did a lot of research on it, but I didn't go in full depth of like what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do. So I'm actually studying it now on things that I'm gonna do, and hopefully I can educate future moms to be that comes to the gym on, and kind of like train them. Hey, look, when we get to this part of your pregnancy, you can't do X, Y, and Z.
Yep.
Let's do this instead.
And then post-pregnancy, we also have a lot of clients and all the moms out there who have had children, and maybe you were aware or not aware that you have abdominal separation because of the strain of your growing belly, or inaccurate or incorrect workouts during and after pregnancy. It can make that worse. And so that's why lots of oblique work is really important during pregnancy and post-pregnancy. And like you're saying, using your abs to come from lying up to kind of a crunch or a sit-up or a roll-up situation is one of the worst things you can do. Like what you and Ashley were talking about, and she's absolutely right. But your body is so trained to think sit-ups, more sit-ups, more sit-ups. You want to get stronger abs, but it's the worst thing you can do. And it's very, very difficult to repair diastasis.
Exactly.
So prevention is going to be key for you, and the education for our members to prevent it as well is I'm excited.
I know, me too.
About that piece.
I'm excited, and I will be honest, like completely honest with y'all. Going into this, my biggest fear, and I mean, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I work in the fitness industry, so it's like my body will change.
Yeah.
And it's scary. It is. Part of me was like, that was one of my biggest fears. Everything else was fine. I knew how to take care of my body. I know how to do all these things. And now that I'm here, I'm kind of proud of myself. My body hasn't changed that dramatically yet. So maybe ask me this again. But
Okay, what day is it? Let's
see.
remember.
Yeah, 9 weeks. So hey,
Yes.
it's starting. The process is starting. But I will say, I'm proud of myself as far as my mental state. I'm ready to embrace it, I guess, and let it happen like it's supposed to. I know it's gonna happen. It's something you can't stop. And yeah, it is tougher on me because I do stand in front of a lot of people every day
Yep.
who look at me as being the fit one and having to do all these things that I won't be able to, which we have great members. They understand.
Yeah.
I know that. But
I think
it's me being tough on myself.
Yeah, definitely. But I think that's what, and why I thought it was important. I want to do these podcasts, throughout all your trimesters too, is just relaying your experience is going to be really powerful for people because of what you just said. They look at you in such a high light, right? And now your body's changing and you're going through all your fears, insecurities that you just shared with us, right? And they're looking at you like, she's probably not even feeling anything, right? And it's just that human connection too that I think is going to further the experience that our members have. And also too, I think we always talk about the power of the mind too, right? People get in their mind, I can't work out, I don't want to do this, right? Just showing people and having an example of the things that you're going through. I was scared about this, but I overcame it, and you can too, right? That kind of stuff. And then post after the workout too. That would be crazy.
I'm glad you said that because that's been my mindset. Like, okay, no, like, no one should say they can't do something.
Yeah.
You absolutely can do it. You just have to do it and mentally, no matter if you're pregnant or not.
Right.
It's just, but now that I know that I have limitations, or I will have limitations, but it's not going to stop me.
Right. You're going to learn how to navigate them.
Learn to adapt to those changes. And hopefully it inspires people to
I think it
do
will.
the same,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I'm excited.
So.
I'm excited to see like being firsthand with you, watching you as a trainer. It's going to be fun to like watch the changes and then the bounce back too, right? Like that's going to be the thing that's, I think, hella motivating to people.
Lizzie the diver.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, she was at the party the other night. I literally watched her body transform into like this thing.
Me
and,
too.
Like overnight, it wasn't overnight because I seen her every single day.
But it
she
was
came
quick.
in and she busted her ass every single day. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, Lizzie, I just kept telling her, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
And she has this YouTube channel. You should actually go listen. It's really
I do
good.
want to.
It's really good. She posted. I'm like, let me go listen. And she just talked about, and she was an athlete. And Lizzie, I hope you're okay with me talking about you. But she was an athlete, like a very high level Olympian. And being pregnant was tough for her. But she's like, I'm in better shape now than I was before. And she's like, I promise you can get it back. I don't know. She's a big inspiration to me. And I'm just
she
watching
totally
her.
is.
Yeah. I told her I want to have her on the podcast too and talk about it.
Yes,
yeah, she'd be
you
great.
should.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, and she has a very just like simple, like slow talk and cool accent. So
Yeah, she does have a cool accent.
I know.
Yeah.
So Leslie, shout out to you.
Yeah, no kidding. You really are. She's a huge inspiration. Because you're right. So she was telling me on Friday her baby girl is 6 months old, I believe, and I think she's been in the gym with us for 4 months, 4 months. 3 or 4 months. So she got through, postpartum, got her clearance to work out and moved from New Zealand.
Yeah, crazy.
And literally within 48 hours of moving from New Zealand was at City Square.
She's an inspiration.
And committed to I think a year in full membership and just said, I'm here.
Yep.
I'm ready to get my body back and I'm ready to prepare herself for the 2024 Olympics, I think she was telling us. So, yeah, you definitely need to get her on the podcast because I want to talk to about her. I want you to talk to her about how she is using her F45 programming in conjunction with her professional athletic training.
Yep.
I want to know.
Me too. Oh, I want to know. I want to be
the
here
audience.
for that podcast.
Yeah,
I just want to come and listen.
Wait, we don't have to talk. I just want to listen to it.
But you know what else she said, and we've said this last time, or I always say it, everyone has their own journey. Whether you're pregnant, postpartum, if you're just on your own journey, it doesn't matter in my circumstances. She talked about on one of her channels, the episode that I watched, or the little video, she said before she was so crazy about working out, had to do she was like, I was doing 2 days and all of these things and just so hard on my body. She's like, now I trust that I'm going for 45 minutes and that's all I have time for. Now I have a kid. She's like, but I also only have time to cook at home. So I'm eating out less and I'm making good meals. And she said, every day I wake up, and I always say this, I said, time's going to pass no matter what. So whatever your journey is, it's going to pass, the weeks, the months, the years. She's like, it's just a process. I know it's not going to happen overnight, but I know if I keep doing what I'm doing, I'm going to get there. And then it's just proof that just let the process keep happening. And I know whenever that time comes for me, I just have to remind myself of that as well. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, she's just big inspiration.
But that's applicable to anything. I mean,
anybody.
The things that motivated me in my 20s for working out or anything, now that I'm in my mid 40s, it's completely different.
Yeah,
so I've had to apply,
yeah.
where I kind of used to be in a mindset, let me just get it done. I really was working toward the fittest body I could get. But now that I'm, approaching, midlife, I guess I am in midlife now that I had to say that out loud. But now it's more hormonal health, quality sleep, recovery. I sound so old, but it's all relative based on where you're at and what your goals are pertaining to your health.
Yeah.
It's so true. And for me too, I know how crazy I was before. I was working out on top of Fresh Market in the state. I mean, it was.
You remember Kylie was there?
Yeah.
I really was and I'm still doing high intense right now. I really am. But I will say there are days where I'm way more tired than others. Okay. And I'm actually listening to my body instead of just saying, screw this, I'm just going to go and do another workout or go for a run. And I'm really I've always taken into account of sleep and quality sleep. You know that.
Yeah.
But now even more so because I know once the baby comes, it's going to be a lot different.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So
your sleep is definitely.
Yeah. So let me get all the
changed.
sleep I can.
Yeah.
But so my process is different. I know it will be different forever. I can no longer work out for as long as I did before. I'm going to have more responsibilities, and I'm okay with that. It's something I'm having to adapt to.
Yeah.
Adapting my lifestyle around it too. So
life always gives you the tools, right, to kind of learn about them. Like my story was playing baseball, and same thing. I could go lift this thing. If you tell me to, I'm just not going to use the right muscles, right? And so eventually I was going to get hurt, and I had to have injuries or step away from the game to realize, oh, my fitness journey should look like this, or really this should be the goal of my fitness, right? Same thing. Like I remember when I was playing baseball, sometimes I'd be working out to be like, I just want to be the best in shape on the team. Not even for my functional performance, right? Like that somebody's paying me a lot of money for. It was just that mindset that I was in. So it's like once that shifts, it's like, oh, never mind. Like, I actually want to learn more about my body to get the most out of it, right? And like it's almost like you're competing with yourself at that point rather than anything else, which is
It's
big.
I guess that's
human
something you learn
evolution.
through age.
Yeah. Exactly. That helps too in maturation, right? Yeah.
But it's
If only we
also
can
like,
teach our younger selves.
I know.
the
Just
things
go
we know.
back.
don't you think though that it's a transition away from a more selfish existence?
Absolutely.
I can.
Oh
I mean,
my
I can speak that
gosh.
to myself, and it
Yes.
sounds like you're speaking
Yes.
clearly, Keri. You, if you want to be selfish anymore, you can.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. And
Life
I
forces
will
you,
admit,
yeah.
I will admit I was very
Yeah.
selfish.
But I have
And
the
I'm
ability to be
Right.
selfish
Right.
because I don't have children, and you know, I have a pretty independent life. But I don't. But my health goals have become less selfish for very different reasons.
Yeah.
But I will say,
same as what you're saying, Anthony.
I think we should always be a little selfish for ourselves for these reasons. So in this industry, the reason why I think I do what I do and why I love it so much is not just a look good for me. It's a longevity for me.
Sure.
So it's like, okay, how can you always said, I want to live to be 100 and still function properly. I mean, hopefully that does happen. But I always think, okay, how can I be better in the next 10 years? It's going to get tougher, but if I just feed myself and like shit, I'm going to probably feel like a shit and just going to age myself more.
Yeah.
So now, I know they always say you got to do for your kids. So in my head, I actually had this talk with Joey because like he has like heart issues. I'm like, you need to stop doing X, Y. We have to talk about a kid now. And he's like, why you had to say that? I was like,
Can't you hear him saying it?
Yeah. Oh, why'd you say? I can exactly see him saying that. Love you, Joey.
But I'm like, I am gonna be selfish a little bit because I want to be as efficient and as healthy as possible for my kid to be here forever, like for as long as possible, and to be a good example. So I do think it's important for everyone listening. You have to be selfish just a tiny bit for yourself.
In terms of self-care,
Right.
right?
Self-love and self-care.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I guess
It's like, don't feel guilty.
The definition of selfishness can be construed in a lot of different
So
ways.
what I mean is
But,
like, don't feel
yes.
guilty for going work out.
Correct.
It's an hour of the day. I promise
right.
you, it will not
And for
affect
your mental and emotional health, that will make you a better mom.
Exactly.
Just like getting a babysitter so that you and Joey can protect your marriage is going to be what someone could construe as selfish,
Absolutely.
but it's
Right.
actually very selfless.
Right.
Right.
For
Exactly.
the right reasons.
And we talked about this in the gym the other day. I think the way you mold your children to become something is your actions, correct?
Yes.
So what they watch you do is how they're going to be.
100%.
So they see that you are taking time and you're disciplined to do these things, then you're already teaching them something
Yeah.
that's going to stay with them forever. I don't know. That's just me.
Well, it's ingrained in them. If you're doing it while they're in the womb, right? And you're setting this intention, this priority, right? Like that's something that's ingrained in them literally from birth. You know what I'm saying? Like
Even
that's
eating habits.
powerful. That's what I mean.
Like, I was a picky eater, I'm not going to lie, but we grew up eating very home-cooked meals. So it was good food, but I was picky.
Right.
yeah.
But that's what I learned.
Yeah.
And
No, it's all a system.
If my mic is picking up funny noises, let me just say it is Lila
It's
in
not.
my mic.
You're not breathing heavy.
I'm
just
not
sitting
breathing
down.
heavy or
not
grunting
snorting. Yeah.
or snorting. That is the dog.
Yeah, we're trying to teach Lila
Right. I do
some
have,
light habits.
on this topic, because I still enjoy this, I feel like for all the guys out there who are soon to be dads, if there is anybody out there, I think it's important for them not to say F it either.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
So like I think it's easier for the guy to just throw their hands up because they're like, oh, well, my wife's just going to get big.
Right. She's gaining weight.
I'm just going to eat whatever I want.
And maybe they're not think. I don't know. I literally don't know this. I'm just speculating.
Right.
But maybe you think you're not going to have sex as much, right? So maybe you're not worried about being as attractive. I could see that.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
I'm just throwing scenarios out there.
I even like had a talk with Joey. I said, I think it's inspiration or me. It's like it's motivating to me to see you like he did so well with the challenge.
Oh, man,
and like,
yeah. Go
Yeah.
Joey.
He did kill
Number
it.
one.
Shout out to you. I don't know if he's gonna listen to this or not, but
He listens to you
I'll
enough.
make him listen to it.
He listens to you enough. He
Right.
doesn't.
He hears this speech a lot. But no, but I did tell him after, I said, hey, like I still want you to keep going with it. Like I think it's awesome. I'm gonna have days where I'm probably not gonna want to eat the healthiest. But if I see you like bettering yourself, like I don't know, it just like makes me want to. So I don't know.
Well, that's kind of what I was going back to. We were talking about like you're living for the baby. Like I always have done better my own personal diet and eating wise when my significant other was holding me accountable, holding me to a standard, right? That kind of stuff. So the same thing. If Joey's holding you to a standard, you're holding him to a standard. You guys are in this health thing that's, you know, for the greater good of the baby, but it's still, you guys are living this crazy healthy lifestyle together too.
Chris and I, some people might, you know, make judgment on this, but when we met and got serious and, you know, we're talking about marriage, we did it. Said, you know, like I fell in love with you for all these reasons, whether it was a physical attraction coupled with all the other things and characteristics and things that you fall in love with somebody with. But a lot of that manifests itself in a physical way, but it's based on characteristics and habits that they have, right? So,
Exactly.
you know, we were both exercising at that time, and it was kind of a pact that we made.
Yeah.
Not that, you know, you have to fit in a size 2 for the rest of your life, but more of I'm going to take care of myself for you, and I want you to take care of yourself for me. And, you know, your reasons throughout life, like we're talking about change, you know, and now we have a grandchild. And so now, like, you know, we're both healthier because we, you know, we want to be a part of our granddaughter's life forever. And we want to be active with her. And, but there's something to be said for the accountability that you and your spouse or partner or whomever hold each other to, because it creates a better, more solid partnership as far as I'm concerned.
100% does. I think it's like one of the biggest foundations of a relationship.
100%.
You're on 2 different wavelengths on that.
Yeah.
That's tough.
And it sets to me, it just sets this standard within your relationship when inevitably life twists and turns and there's other things, right? There's ups and downs, and you already know that, hey, we hold each other to this certain standard. Like you're kind of falling out of that. I got you. Like, let's go. Like, you know what I'm saying? And even if you're struggling, I'm with you. Like that to me is true partnership and something that I, you know, strive for in a relationship. Absolutely. For sure.
And as far as a relationship goes, there's so many different levels of how a relationship will last, right? And you have to have all of the X, Y, and Z.
It's not easy.
But when you feel good, you're 100% a better partner. Tell me I'm lying, right?
1,000%.
And if you're feeling kind of slobby, you're probably like, I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
Well, look good, feel good, look good, whatever. Apple chicken comes first or the egg or whatever. It doesn't really matter. So it's a thing.
It's a real thing. And it goes along not just with your spouse or your boyfriend or your fiance. In life, you're with your family.
We talk about this at times. I mean, you know, it's the nature of all 3 of our jobs. You know, we have to be on all the time. Whatever's going on at home or wherever emotionally, you have to leave that at the door because you have 30 people sitting in front of you that need your enthusiasm and your energy. But how many times have members just come up to you and say, like, are you okay today? Like, this feels inauthentic. Like, we might be faking it, right? And they can pick up on it like that.
Oh, absolutely. And everybody's gonna have their
of course
bad
we're all
days,
human.
but I do believe the way you live your life will affect the way you.
100%.
No doubt.
I love that point though too. And you know what's funny though about that? Sometimes like if I am having those days and somebody does ask that, it actually helps and be like, yeah, I'm kind of grinding, and then maybe they pick up the energy that then I can feed off of. Right? There's days that I'm walking here at Cards and Culture and I'm like, oh my God, I got to turn it on. Like, and I really don't have to turn it on because either I step in the door and I see a couple employees that I connect with and I'm immediately like taken up, or a kid comes in, he's just excited to talk to me, and it's like, all right, cool, I got it now. Like, and then you're good, right? And that's the kind of partnership accountability that we're talking about with anything.
Doubt.
Well, and I also think the gym, that's why I think that place is so incredible. We're talking about, since we always talk about the gym. if you're not feeling motivated, just go to the gym.
It's true. Someone will be
This morning
there.
Someone will motivate you. Someone will, I don't know, like every time I'm there, I'm like, somebody says something, sends me a story. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to have a better day today. I don't know.
I was in
Right.
bed at 7:03 today, and I was like, and I was just gonna skip the 7:15, and I was like, I'll go to 8:30, and then I knew it would just push everything back in my
Yep.
day, and I was like, no, go to the gym. You know, you're gonna get motivated somewhere,
Good
see
for
somebody
you.
or whatever, right? And that's exactly what it did. Just gave me that little jolt in the arm. Was good to go. Kind of started my day out right exactly the way that I needed to. So
Exactly.
it's huge.
The days
to
you don't
me.
want to go ends
Yeah.
up being good days. So
Yep.
You never regret it.
You
I mean,
don't, yeah.
regardless of what it is, your workout, obligation that you've made, you almost always never regret it.
Right.
You know, and it kind of goes with, for me, it goes with social things. You know, you have long weeks or you're exhausted and, you know, you told your friend you'd go to dinner or you get invited to a party and like, God, it's the last thing I want to do. But
Right.
how many times do you really regret doing
Right.
it?
exactly.
Never. Almost never.
Almost never.
Tony Robbins has this quote that I always like keep, and I'll never not hear it because of, he says, he's like, when I don't want to do something like a cold tub in the morning, he's like, and I just remind myself, I don't negotiate with my mind. My mind is always going to try to convince me otherwise. But if I made a decision, that's what I'm doing. So last night I decided before I went to bed, I'm getting up at 7:50. I'm going to the 7:15 class. My mind woke up and was like, you're a little tired. You can sleep a little bit more. 8:30 sounds fine, right? Like all these things. It was like, no, I'm not negotiating with my mind. I got up and I went.
I
and
like
did
that
it,
a
you know?
lot. I'm
love
going to
that.
make
So
a
just
note
like,
of that.
I'm not great at it, obviously, you know, like, or perfecting it, but having that goal is like something that I strive for sure.
Mine's always, I sit there for like 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, if I procrastinate, I'm going to be pissed off at myself in about an hour because I missed my opportunity.
Yeah.
Go do it right now. Get up.
It's good
Right.
perspective. Yeah.
And my motto is there are lots of reasons to do something or not do something, but it's never an excuse.
It's never, yes.
I love
Reasons,
it.
not excuses. That's my motto.
I'm
Okay.
trying to learn the proper days to rest, to really listen. I really am. I'm embracing it. I'm like, okay, today I'm actually tired or am I being lazy?
Yep.
So there is a difference between that. That's another topic, right?
Yeah.
I know. I'm becoming better at saying no, though.
Good.
That is huge.
It's huge for me.
Yeah.
It's big. I didn't say no. I went to Uncle Rose this weekend.
I was going to say, you didn't say no on Friday night.
But you said no to alcohol, and that's a
mean, I
win.
had
So
to,
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Are you still
Thank you,
learning?
Keri, for saying no to
Yes.
alcohol.
Right.
But hey, that's still at least you learn. You're somehow, right? The world gives you opportunities to learn how to say no.
I said I had so much fun that maybe no more yes Keri is coming back. Maybe I just be a
Maybe.
drinker.
There we go. A non-drinker.
You're only 9 weeks in. We'll see.
We'll
Kylie-
see. Yeah. Talk to us
She
after.
runs pregnant Keri. I said
She what?
She likes pregnant Keri.
Really? Wow. I didn't see that, but I love it. All right, Kristin, I know you got to get rolling, so thank you guys for the time as always. Come see us this week. We got new programming in the gym, right? Starting last week or 2
Yeah,
weeks ago.
we're kind of in the middle of phase 7.
Okay.
We got like a little quick challenge coming up. It's a 2-week.
Yeah, we
little
should
thing.
do a quick a push about that real quick. Like,
If you
let's
want
talk
to,
about
go
the
for it.
the initiator
It's
challenge.
just it's like a 2-week little deal we're doing for anybody maybe who wants to try the gym out.
Nice.
It's gonna be $70
$70
for 2 weeks.
Nice.
And you get the challenge apps, all the nutrition and all that.
Yep.
It's called the Initiator. So it's kind of a good maybe kickstart to anybody's challenge, but it's a nationwide. All the F45 is going to be
Beautiful.
doing it. Starts on July 16th.
Yeah. So if you are thinking about trialing the gym, you know, normally our free trial is 7 days and you get 3 classes. This allows you to have a bigger trial, basically. So you can come to the gym as much as you want for $70 for the 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Plus have access to all what the members have access to, which is your challenge app that has at-home workouts and, like you're saying, all the nutrition stuff. But it's a good kickstart. Like if you're on the fence about joining and you weren't sure if maybe the 3-day trial got you what you were looking for, this is a great way and a very budget-friendly way to get as much out of the gym as you can.
Absolutely.
In 2
And to like
weeks.
meet the trainers, maybe
Yeah.
learn.
Yeah.
You probably learn a lot in 2 weeks. So
Yeah, you'll definitely learn a lot. So
I know.
So
Hopefully we'll
just get in there and
initiator
meet
challenge.
everybody. Yeah.
Get ready look for that starting July 16th.
16th.
And Romans is back, so I'm happy.
I
9
Oh, I hope
exercises.
it stays in phase 8.
You
I
get
doubt
28.
It won't.
But they do bring Romans a lot throughout the year, more
Love
than any other
Romans.
ones.
I know.
so.
Nice 35 seconds of work, 25 seconds of rest. Oh,
Anthony the
it's
other day
best.
goes, oh, it's 25
I
seconds.
love
Today
it.
is nice.
Huh?
Thursday.
Thursday, yeah. It's usually a Tuesday and
And this
Thursday.
Thursday will be lower body Romans.
only 9 exercises. It's a meathead
It's great.
workout.
It's
It is. It's
the
a
upper body days
good-
are very man workout. Like all the guys are like, yes,
Yeah.
like I love this. The lower body days, all the females are
Yes.
like,
leg
This is
day.
Leg day,
Yes.
booty. Yeah. It's great.
so this week's leg day. So all my ladies, better see you
Yes,
there.
no
Go.
kidding.
No, they're not even gonna hear this podcast this week. So
You're
That's
right.
it's okay.
We'll try to
If
push
whatever
it.
day it is, I better be at the gym tomorrow.
It'll be there
Yeah.
the following week too.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks and congrats
I know.
again, Keri. We're
I
so
know.
Yeah,
excited.
congratulations,
We're-
Keri.
I feel like we're all
Thanks,
having a baby.
thanks.
Yep.
I know. I think so too. That's
I'm gonna
what I
live
feel like.
vicariously through you guys. You and,
Right.
and my sister's having her baby in August.
I
That
know.
one's
Wait,
coming
that's
up soon.
right there.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
that's like
that's
next
exciting.
month. Yeah,
Wow.
a lot of babies coming.
I know.
Babies are
Good.
fun.
Holidays.
Yep.
Do on Joey's birthday.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That is
Crazy.
exciting.
Have 2 birthdays same day. Knock them out the
Knock
same
'em
day.
out. Boom, boom.
Great.
Right.
Good stuff, guys.
Okay.
All right, y'all.
Great.
ladies.
See
Talk to
y'all
y'all
in the
later.
gym.